Hi, I'm Joe, and today Epic Reads and I have a YA murder mystery book haul for you. We've got some great picks here that will keep you on your toes until the very end, so let's jump right in. First up, we have a standalone, Red as Royal Blood by Elizabeth Hart. This is a brand new November 2025 release. It's a fantasy thriller that combines courtly intrigue, succession drama, and even some romance. We meet Ruby, whose destiny is to be a servant to the royal family for the rest of her life, but she has this drive inside of her to aim for more. She is someone who's a natural problem solver, and so she seeks out experiences that will challenge her. But no one, not even determined and clever Ruby, could have expected this twist, and that is, as the king is dying, he decides to name Ruby as his next heir, and so she is immediately thrown into the craziness of court that she's never really experienced before. The kingdom's in crisis. Ruby can't trust the royal court. The late king's wife is angry, and the late king's 3 sons are annoying and entitled, and also annoying, Ruby does find them incredibly handsome. To make matters worse, Ruby discovers a note left by the late king that says he was murdered and that Ruby might be next. And so with all of this happening, Ruby has no idea who she can trust. She decides to make tenuous alliances with the princes in an attempt to solve the late king's murder, but will she be able to sort out the mystery and her own heart before it's too late? Next up is a gripping standalone thriller. This is Watches Crack by Gabrielle Lepore, and this book follows 2 teens, Sadie and Carson, from rival schools. During their budding romance, they're both accused of a murder, and if they want to clear their names, they will have to discover the real culprit. Back in middle school, they were close, but things changed. Carson's mom passed away, and Sadie moved to a new school, so naturally they just sort of drifted apart. However, the two are in high school now, and when they come face to face once more, what used to be friendship starts to feel more like romantic feelings. But due to the intense rivalry between their schools, they do decide to keep their new relationship a secret. Then, unexpectedly, someone turns up dead at a train station the same night that they were both there, and unfortunately for them, they both have a motive. Will the accusations tear them apart and lead them to point the finger at each other, or will they come together to try and solve this murder? And perhaps the most important question is, who actually committed this crime? The Scammer by Tiffany D. Jackson is a standalone thriller. It follows a brand new college student named Jordan who is finally out of her overprotective parents' home. She is ready to study pre-law at a prestigious, historically Black university in Washington, D.C., and as so many of us do, Jordan does have a roommate in college. It's when her roommate's brother, Devontae, is released from prison that issues start to arise, because Jordan never expected him to suddenly start staying on their dorm room sofa, but he has nowhere else to go, and Jordan doesn't want to let her new friend down. But while it seems like everyone else finds Devontae to be intelligent and charming and full of good advice, Jordan feels like there is something more sinister underneath the surface. When someone goes missing, she decides to enlist the help of the school's one white student to try and help her. Will they uncover the mystery, or will Jordan find herself too deeply entangled in this mess to find her way out? Nine Liars is the 5th book in Maureen Johnson's Truly Devious series, and in this one, Stevie is struggling during her senior year. She's feeling adrift with nothing to distract her from her feelings about love and college and just life in general. Her boyfriend David is studying in London, her friends seem to be really focused on college applications, and it just sounds like Stevie isn't really sure where she fits into all of this. But then David invites Stevie and her friends to join him for a study abroad program. His new friend Izzy introduces Stevie to a double murder cold case that Stevie then becomes absolutely determined to solve. Back in 1995, 9 friends from Cambridge University played hide and seek, but only 7 made it out alive. 2 were found murdered by an axe in a woodshed. The case was originally thought to be a burglary gone wrong, but someone who lived through that night shares crucial information with Stevie. At least one person is lying about what happened that night. Here we have Out of Body by Nina Davenport, a paranormal, body-swapping standalone that explores themes like friendship and identity. We meet 17-year-old Megan, who has really just kind of jumped from friend group to friend group in high school, where none of these groups feel like the right fit, and that is until she meets someone named Elsie, who is a very charismatic and adventurous girl. And it's upon meeting Elsie that Megan finally feels like she's becoming who she's meant to be, someone like Elsie. The two plan a friendiversary as a sort of bonding experience, but it ends up turning to be more like a nightmare. Megan isn't herself anymore. She is in Elsie's body and realizes that she's been betrayed. Elsie has dangerous secrets, and in her body, Megan is now being targeted by this girl's enemies. Megan must claim what makes her her to get her life back, or die trying. Last up today is a standalone called Through Our Teeth by Pamela N. Harris. In this one, a girl named Hope is dead, and it seems like everyone else is convinced that she took her own life, but her best friend Liv isn't so sure. One reason why Liv thinks this might be untrue is because Hope's boyfriend Brendan doesn't have an alibi that fully checks out. Plus, although he's the golden boy of the town, Liv knows that in his relationship with Hope, he is possessive and jealous. So Liv teams up with Hope's two other best friends, and they are determined to bring Brendan's actions to light and vow to make him pay. But as Liv learns more, she has to wonder if other people might have had motives and opportunities to commit this crime. Liv will need to keep her focus on discovering the truth, even if that means she can't actually trust the people she's currently working with to find answers. And that's everything for today's YA murder mystery book haul. Thank you so much for watching. Please let us know in the comments what you're reading at the moment and which books from this haul you are excited to read next, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!